Imagine you're playing a game where the prize is more money than you've ever seen, enough to buy anything you want. You could build the biggest house, drive the coolest car, and never worry about bills ever again. It sounds like a dream, right? But what if every time you took a step closer to that money, you gave up a little piece of who you are? What if winning meant making choices that hurt others, or doing things that make your heart feel heavy and sad? In the world of Squid Game, desperate people join a deadly competition just for a chance to clear their debts and start fresh. Masks hide their faces and bright lights cover the fear in their eyes. Every round they survive brings them closer to the grand prize, but also farther from kindness, trust, and the joy of simple things like friendship and family. Today, we're going to look at one Bible verse that shines a light on every choice, every twist, and every heartache in Squid Game. It's a short question that makes us stop and think. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? That verse asks, is having everything worth it if you lose the best part of yourself? Is winning money and power a real victory when you give up things that make life worth living, like compassion, honesty, and love? Join me as we step into the Squid Game universe and use this single verse to see how ambition, fear, and hope pull the characters in different directions. By the end, you might see that the true challenge isn't a game of survival. It's the choice to keep your heart true, no matter what you stand to gain. T-verse. Introduction. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8:36. This verse comes straight from Jesus, teaching us something very important about what really matters in life. What profit means. Think of profit like a prize you win in a game. Something you get that makes you happy, like candy or a toy. Here, the profit isn't a toy, but the whole world, every bit of money, every crown, every applause you could ever want. Gaining the whole world, imagine having so much that you never worry again. Piles of cash, a big fancy house, everyone praising you. Sounds great, right? But this verse asks us to pause and think. At what cost do we get it? Losing your own soul. The soul is like the spark inside you that makes you kind, loving, and true to yourself. Losing your soul means forgetting your friends, ignoring what's good, and turning into someone you don't recognize. Why the soul matters more. You can always earn more money or get more stuff, but you can't get your soul back if you trade it away. Your soul is what makes you you. Your laughter, your kindness, and your dreams. How this verse speaks to Squid Game. In Squid Game, players risk everything for a huge prize. They gain the whole world. But each choice to hurt or trick someone chips away at their goodness, their very soul. A simple warning. Jesus used this verse as a warning. Don't chase empty prizes if it costs you who you are. It reminds us that no amount of money is worth losing our heart and hope. Looking ahead. As we watch Sang-woo, Ji-yoon, and others play deadly games, keep this verse in mind. Notice how every time they choose money over mercy and what it does to their souls. This single question from Jesus sets the stage. When life's biggest prizes call, what are we willing to trade? Who is Sang-woo? A smart, hard-working man with a promising future. He graduated from a top university and landed a good job. Everyone expected him to succeed. But behind the smile, he carried a heavy secret, enormous debts that threatened his family's home and his own reputation. Joining the game, Sang-woo sees the Squid Game as his only way out. He thinks, If I win just once, I'll have enough money to erase all my problems. At first, he plays fair. He follows the rules, helps weaker players, and forms alliances. Inside, he still believes he's a good guy, doing whatever it takes for his family. First wins, first cracks. With each victory, Sang-woo's confidence grows, and so does his desperation. He begins to see other players as obstacles, not people. When a friend hesitates, he pushes forward. When someone begs for mercy, he steps on without a second thought. The more he wins, the colder he becomes, as if each dollar chips away at his kindness. The turning point in the marble game round. Sang-woo must choose between betraying a childhood friend or losing himself. Remember that verse, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" He calculates the risk, clutches his money bag, and plays ruthlessly, sacrificing trust for cash. In winning, he gains the prize's promise, but loses a piece of his own heart. The cost of success. By the next round, Sang-woo's eyes have hardened. He no longer smiles, he no longer jokes, he barely even speaks. Each note of cash in his bag reminds him of what he's given up. Friendships broken, compassion abandoned, a soul shrinking under the weight of greed. Reflecting on the verse Mark 8:36 asks, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" Sang-woo seems to answer, "I'll risk my soul if the world is mine." But as the final rounds approach, you can almost see his regret. His eyes flicker with doubt. Deep down, he knows no amount of money will ever replace what he's lost inside. Key takeaway. Sang-woo's story shows how tempting it is to chase wealth at any cost. His ambition mirrors the verse's warning. Winning can feel powerful at first, but if it steals your kindness and honesty, the victory is empty. In our own lives, we face smaller games every day, tests of honesty, kindness, and the choice between shortcut success or a clear conscience. This portrait of Sang-woo reminds us, no matter how bright the prize, nothing shines brighter than a soul kept whole. A friendly smile in the crowd. From the moment we first meet Jae-hoon, he's waving and smiling like he knows everyone. Even when he has nothing, he still greets people warmly, showing his heart is generous. That simple kindness makes him stand out in a sea of worried faces. Small acts of help. During the red light, green light game, he notices a little girl crying about her doll. He risks his own safety to pick up the doll and hand it back, because he can't bear to see her sad. This small act shows how he values people more than winning. Temptation to cheat. Later in the marble game, he's tempted to lie or trick others to get ahead. He knows if he cheats, he'll win faster, but he remembers our Bible verse, "Gaining everything isn't worth losing his soul." In his heart, he fights the urge to be dishonest, even though it could save his life sooner. Choosing friendship over fortune. Ji-hoon teams up with his friend Sang-woo at first, trusting him because they grew up together. When Sang-woo betrays him later, Ji-hoon feels hurt, but he doesn't give up on caring for others. He helps the old man Il-nam make it through a game, even though Il-nam isn't his real friend at first. Holding on to hope. In the final rounds, when everyone else seems cold or scared, Ji-hoon still talks to himself, "I'll do what's right." He prays silently before a big challenge, closing his eyes and asking God for strength. That moment shows he believes in something bigger than money or fear. Why his kind heart matters. Ji-hoon's kindness reminds us that the Bible verse isn't just words, it's a guide. He learns that winning with a broken heart leaves you alone in a dark place. By choosing honesty, friendship, and prayers, he keeps his soul safe, even in the toughest game. Through these choices, Ji-hoon shows us that true victory means staying kind and true to yourself, no matter how hard life gets. Il-nam, the old man. At first, he seems weak and harmless, a grandfather figure who needs help. He smiles and laughs, and you feel safe around him. But in the end, we learn he's the game's creator, testing everyone for fun. He games the whole world by controlling life and death, yet he loses his own heart. His secret shows how power can steal kindness when we forget. Mark 8:36. Sebyok, the young rebel. She has tough eyes and a brave heart, playing to rescue her baby brother. She doesn't join for money alone. She joins for love and family. Even when she cheats or fights, her goal reminds us of what really matters. She almost loses faith, but holds on to caring for her brother. Her story shows winning money isn't all. Love and loyalty protect our soul. Ali, the honest worker. Ali is kind, trusting, and always ready to help others with their chores. He shares his rice cake and gives water to friends in pain. When the games get cruel, he still believes people are good. But he's tricked and betrayed. Someone steals his winnings. Ali's loss teaches us, giving your heart away for the promise of the world can cost you everything. Player 212, the lawyer. He speaks fancy and acts smart, but he's trapped by money he owes. He schemes and lies to gain an edge, showing how debt and greed twist the soul. He gains the world in tricks, but loses trust and ends up trapped in debt again. His choice warns us. Clever plans mean nothing if they steal your honesty. The masked frontman. He hides behind a mask and orders life and death decisions. He gives up his true name and feelings to protect the game's rules. In chasing control, he hides from himself, losing compassion and joy. His empty mask reminds us, if you win the world but lose your face, what's left inside? Each of these players shows a different path. Some choose love, some choose power, some choose kindness. Their journeys remind us that money and control can blind us. But caring hearts, like Sebyok's and Ali's, hold on to what truly matters, the soul we cannot lose.